Hi guys, I am back again with today's video. My prompt was fire extinguishers and candles because that's a thing that I always think of whenever I'm working with candles, is that the house is going to burn down. I also have that thought when my dryer or washing machine are going, or if I'm out of the house for an extended period of time. It's a problem. But in relation to today's illustration, I have my really scared witch girl with a fire extinguisher and a bunch of floating candles, which is awesome, and a bunch of really cute little fire demon things. They're just floating everywhere and they've all got happy faces. Like, they are not wanting to cause any problems. They are not bad little flames. They are perfectly nice and perfectly fine, and she's just gonna murder them with her fire extinguisher. So bear that in mind. I had a lot of fun with this illustration. It's the first one that doesn't have any plants in it, so I didn't get to capitalize on the fact that I have a lot of like green and blue related colors in my palette. I say a lot of, there are 5 colors in my palette. There's one yellow and one very pink one, which is what I used to do most of this illustration. So there were winds. I think the winds were all the little fiery creature people. I thought they were adorable. I really liked them. I also had a bit of practice on perspective, making the like drawers and the like bookshelf in her room, just a little bit of perspective work that was both fun and sort of informative. Every time I do it, I get a little bit better. My major failings for this illustration are her face, which I totally screw up. I screw up every single time I touch her face. I just make it worse. There's nothing that ever goes right with her face. Fair warning, there's nothing. It's so bad. It's like comically bad. I know how to draw like pretty, not expressing any emotion girls. But apparently this was beyond my abilities, so we're going to be working on that for the rest of the illustrations this month, on trying to actually like capture emotion and not make it look like a freak show. But this was not that time. So her face is an abomination. And the other thing that I really... So I knew that this was going to be like a whole room scene, and I knew there was going to be lots of like fire demon things, and obviously lots of light from the candles. I knew this going in, and I knew that I didn't know how to do it. So right there, good start. I need to practice lighting, because my solution to there being so many light sources in the room was to pretend that there weren't any. I gave like uniform shadows to all of the things on the back wall that they're all theoretically being lit from the same direction. And I did the same thing with her to like the most minimal degree. And actually, I'll point it out again later, but on like where she's sitting on the floor and sort of behind her, I actually forgot to ever paint in those shadows, and I forgot to paint in the shadows of the actual candles floating in the air. So I wound up doing that after I had already like switched off the recording. And I do have pictures of the final product at the end of the video. But yeah, that's a thing that I didn't do very well. I'm really loving the colors. I'm really enjoying experimenting with the colors, especially because it limits me in the sort of things that I would presume to draw. Like I would not normally make floorboards so pink and orange and yellow, but I really didn't have any other choices that worked for me. I didn't want to make them like black, or like the deep indigo kind of color that I have, or Payne's gray. It's not Payne's gray, but it's similar. I didn't want to fill the illustration with more greens, because I do have a lot of plant related illustrations this month in my prompts, either that they take place outside, or they have some kind of plant life actually in the illustration. This is one of the few that doesn't, so I really wanted to not like I'm feeling very comfortable, okay? Okay, guys, I'm feeling very comfortable with illustrating plants because, as I've said in the last couple of videos, you really don't. You just make some green blobs and then you put some lines over it later. I'm getting very comfortable with that and getting very comfortable with my color mixing for those. And this was the first illustration that did not feature that skill. So the other thing that I'm noticing with doing these is that because I tape the illustrations down, which I always do, but I don't normally work on a 9x12 scale, and I can't seem to get close enough to do really detailed painting. I'm really only using 2 sizes of round brushes because my eyesight isn't very good and I can't really get into all of the little cracks very well without having my face on top of the picture. So I'm kind of winging it. There are definitely places that are more messy than others, and a fault of mine in this was that I do begin my illustrations by layering really, really light versions of the colors and then going over them later, but I don't kind of color in the lines, sort of, so to speak. I don't normally line my art until after I've painted it, and these are having so many details that I actually have to line it beforehand because I'm losing the pencil marks once I start painting it, and then all of the sort of perspective and things that I put in, I have no idea where they're supposed to be. And it's actually, I should note, I used 3 different colors of liners. What the heck are they? Microns. Of 3 different colors of microns. All of the candles and flame guys are with a red micron. All of this stuff in the very background is a blue micron. And then the witch girl and the floorboards are in a black micron because I was having trouble just looking at it, figuring out the perspective, and I had so many lines that were overlapping each other because I would draw stuff in the foreground and then I'd be like, oh crap, I have to add that stuff to the background, and I would literally draw over the stuff in the foreground so that I could make sure the lines matched up. So it was a hot mess when I needed to line it and deal with the pencil work. So yeah, this moment that we're about to have is where everything goes wrong. It's where everything on this face goes wrong. And I actually don't know why my camera got kind of stuck and weird there, but it just gets worse and worse. I promise you, it just gets worse. I even looked at my face in the mirror and I couldn't make it better. I definitely need to practice this. It's a failing. It was not a good choice. All the way around, it wasn't a good choice. Oh boy. It's sad. It's really sad. On a positive note that you can see right here, I just happened to put on her shirt, hashtag Octothorpe. And if you don't know what Octothorpe is, it's actually the word for a hashtag. Just being really meta here today. I didn't want to paint fire starter on her shirt or something, because clearly she's not doing really well in that department. But yeah, her face is just, it's the scariest thing about this illustration. It's not even the flames that are dancing around the room. It's her face. She's supposed to be scared, but oh man, you guys, I don't even know. Yeah. So this was the 4th prompt. I did actually have a really good time doing this. I just wish that I knew how to make her face look better. I definitely failed there. But everything else I think was a win. I really enjoyed the color choices and I enjoyed my work on the backgrounds and just slowly upping my game. I feel like every time that I do one of these, I get a little bit better. At least, I don't know that my actual illustration gets better, but I get more confident and faster in doing it. So even though plants are really easy to, draw, This actually only took me about an hour and a half to fully, a little less than that actually, to paint it and to like color it with color pencils. It did take me a really long time to sketch it out and a really long time to line it, but I mean, overall, it was still faster than all of the other ones that I've done. So here's my little close-ups for you guys, and I've got some actual pictures for you to look at. But God, that face! Look at that face! It's so bad! Also, can we appreciate the color difference between the end of the video there and then these photos were taken the next morning when there was sun? Just appreciate that. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will talk to you tomorrow with the 5th illustration in this series. So have a lovely day and go make something. Bye.